I really love reading old articles. I think it's a new hobby of mine because you can either read something where the authoritarian sources are saying this totally happened, and then years later you know that it didn't, or if this happens, things will be bad, it's going to be catastrophic, and then years later it happened and things aren't. So I love that. And another reason why I love reading old articles is because sometimes it requires a level of insanity that the population at the time lives under. And when you read the article again, you're unable just to stop laughing. I mean, these people look like clowns. They look like jokers. It's like, how can anyone that's a grown-ass adult post something like this? So this is from a publication called Magazine, and it's supposed to talk about finances and whatnot. But instead they're talking about things that they consider to be sexist. And I want to show you just how talentless these people are. In order to talk about finances, it requires a lot of knowledge. But not only that, you often need to make predictions. And if your predictions end up being false many times, then people are going to lose respect for you. If your predictions are actually good, then people are going to give you respect. It's a meritocracy. Like, for example, if I make a magazine and I tell people how to invest in stocks and I tell them which stocks to invest in and I'm right, then I'm going to be a very popular individual, right? But in this case, it doesn't require any talent. None whatsoever. A 5-year-old can do this, and for some reason, these people don't end up being the laughing stocks that they're supposed to be. So let's see. 14 financial terms that are sexist as fuck. And open the kimono. It means sharing info about your company, and that one is pretty racist as well. So you can't talk about any other type of clothing than the ones invented in Europe, I suppose. But let's look at what are the things that are sexist. Pump and dump. Telling people a company is doing great so the stock price will go up and you can make a bunch of money at their expense. Literally also a phrase used by sexist people to describe objectifying someone after they are having sex. Now, I'm a Romanian and I have no idea whether or not this is the original meaning, but when I heard the term pump and dump, I thought that you're pumping something with air in order to make it look larger, to make it look better than it is, and then you're selling it to someone. So you're basically selling people hot air. But no, apparently it has to do with the one night stand. So men that use the expression pump and dump for one night stand is sexist, but a woman that would do the same, like if you look at the TV show Sex and the City, it was pretty much about that. It was women that didn't want to have a relationship and they would just go out and casually have sex. That is progressive. But you know what, like fine, this is the only one that you're going to see which has any sort of like, meh, I kind of see it, like it's not nice if you have consensual sex and then you're not interested in calling the person afterwards. Like, it's not a nice thing. Okay, fine. Let's look at the other one. BSD, short for big swinging dick. And it really used all the damn time in this industry to describe someone who's bringing in and showing off wads of money. How is it sexist though? Like, why is the male genital organ sexist at this point? Like, how is it? Because the word sexism means that you're discriminating women. Like, how are you discriminating women if you swing your big dick around? From what I know, some women enjoy that. My wife, for example, enjoys when I'm swinging the trunk. I don't understand why they would consider this to be discriminatory. But okay, moving on. This one is really funny. The bull. Speaking of really, really literal sexism. This is literal sexism, okay? This is literal discrimination of women. The symbol of the finance industry is a bull. Bears, which symbolize bad markets, can be anything, but bulls are always male, motherfucker. That bull statue on Wall Street is anatomically correct, by the way, and the daring counterpoint to the bull is a little girl. A prepubescent little girl. Fearless, yes. Way overmatched, also yes. Yeah, I remember when they actually made a big news article that the little girl wasn't moving, and I was like, dude, it's a statue. The article should happen when it actually moves. Like, if a statue moves, then that's newsworthy. But a statue standing still, what is wrong with you people? Now, let's talk about the animals. When it comes to a bear, either gender can fuck you up. So, if I'm in the woods and I meet a bear and there's no one around, I would be scared regardless if it's a male or a female bear. But when we're talking about cows, if I happen to see a cow, I don't really care. I mean, it's a cow, it's there, okay. But if I see a bull, well, around bulls never relax. Because they get really angry, and if they charge, then my money is on the bull, not on the bear. And this is why the symbol of finance, especially American finance, is that of a charging bull. Because I don't know any animal, any other force of nature that is more unstoppable than a charging bull. Feel free to tell me one, but I don't know, like, what can you put in front of that bull that's from the animal kingdom and stand a chance? Now, the whole idea is that the bull is making a U-turn, so the market is probably going bad. Like, for example, you can have a depression, you know, people die, people's lives are tied to the GDP. When the GDP is low, then the life expectancy and the life quality of people are also going low. Communist, I know, finance is hard, but don't worry about it, because no matter how bad it gets, at one point the bull will do a U-turn and he's going to charge right back in it. So you now put the Soviet little girl in front of the bull, an artiste, I guess, like a person of artistic renown decided that they need to add something extra to the metaphor. A little girl, which symbolizes, I guess, socialism, yeah, feminism or what have you, but the fake version, the corporate version of feminism, which is now standing in front of the economy that's trying to make a U-turn. And I don't know why it's standing there, because honestly, any parent should be locked up if they don't supervise their kids and they're not teaching their kids properly and they decide to just stand in front of a charging bull. Unless, of course, like the girl would try to defend someone, but that doesn't seem to be the case. Like, maybe she's trying to defend her little brother and is distracting the bull so the brother can run away. That would be something important, but no. She's just sitting there. Why? For no reason. Does she have a weapon to stand the chance? No. So it's pure suicide is what she is doing. Why? What a feminist championing this metaphor is beyond me. But anyway, I don't see anything sexist here, right? Like, it's just a metaphor. It's from the animal kingdom. Doesn't even have to do anything with men. It's bizarre. Alpha, the key word for outperformance, the holy grail of the investing. And they think about an alpha male. Do you know that there are also alpha women? I mean, it just depends how you look at it. If you choose to be a sexist, that's not my fault, but there are also alpha women. Spread, super common term for the difference between two prices, two interest rates, managed to give a sex vibe and a bookie vibe at the same time. Variance, yield, spread position, okay. I would like to take whoever wrote this. What is the name of this? Elvis team. Oh, an entire team wrote this article, right? I would like to take this team and give them the Rorschach test. It's like putting them on a sofa, asking them to tell me about their childhood, showing them a little doll, asking them where they have been touched by anyone when they grew up. And then I would ask the question, what do you see here? What do the black spots tell you? And I'm afraid of asking that question because I might get some very interesting answers given by what they're writing. They also talk about the positions, right? So again, open position, naked position, bull position, bear position, square position, and they're thinking about Kama Sutra. This is what the authoritative press used to write in, what was it, 2019, not that long ago, right? When the world was hyped up on feminism and the word sexism stopped having any meaning. Do you think it's relevant to what we have today, especially when you have a case involving 4 white people at a trial and people blame it on white supremacy? Did you may think like it has a little bit to do with today when you have a black woman that won a vote and that is an example of white supremacy? Can it be tied to any of those? Like, maybe there is like some overwhelming public madness that is being perpetrated by academia and the press, and people are going completely insane, and you need to go back a couple of years to read that article from 2019 in order to realize just how crazy things sound. Regardless, I'm going to be reading another article which surprisingly managed to predict the future quite accurately from Forbes magazine, and I encourage you guys to check it out. And as usual, if you want to support my channel, please feel free to share this video or donate to my subscribe star, and in exchange I'll give you some very delicious buyer remorse. And I'll see you guys in the comment section. Take care.